Well, would you believe it? Welcome back. We're on race number 21 of this first season with Aston Martin in F1 Manager 2022. So we're off to Brazil for race number 21, where we're really hoping to end the season on a bit of a high. ATR period starts again today, so we get new allocation to create some new parts next year in the research centre. So we'll get straight away into that and spending some of them points on a front wing so that we definitely have our high speed and low speed spec for next year, critical to gaining points at different tracks. So stick our 5 engineers on that one and pay the $847,000 it costs to get that research and that'll be ready for next season. As our race simulator upgrade is now complete as well, so we're going to get 100% extra bonus for all our drivers as a result of the race simulator being so high. Underfloor for next season also researched, so that's good because we can now put our 5 engineers into something else for next season. Looks like we're going to get a really good jump start on next season with all the research we've put into it. Might as well spend them hours up on the rear wing. So we've got both high and low speed front and rear wings ready for us next year already. So we get into performance targets. We only need to qualify 15th to unlock that 3 out of 4 qualifying position streak. And we'll reach Q3 and qualify 15th as a goal for ourselves to make some of that money up. We had a big spend on the facilities. So let's get into the Brazilian Grand Prix and get straight into qualifying.
The carnival atmosphere has already started here in Sao Paulo as Brazil welcomes the Formula One Grand Prix. The Autodromo Jose Carlos Pache has been a staple of the racing calendar for decades.
So penalty warning, and that is because Esteban Ocon will be taking a new engine, so he will take a penalty for this race, so he needs a good qualifying. Something of interest, it's raining in qualifying. So if you see this now, we sent our drivers out immediately on the intermediate tyre because we knew that rain was going to get heavier during the session, and it did. It went from 1.5mm all the way up to 3. We took a risk and we didn't even send our drivers out because we just knew there was no chance of improving the time. So a big risk that we took here. They set P9 and P10 positions and look at the other drivers setting some laps, but I think we get away with it. And both drivers through into Q2, 12th and 13th for Ocon and Vettel. Great result there. Took a little bit of a risk at the end. George Russell got caught out by going out too late into the wet. And he's a surprise exit. Same again here. Look, dry track immediately. So we're getting our driver straight out on the soft tyre to set a time. Because in 5 minutes, it's rain and heavy rain at that. We're going to the full wet tyre. I think we could play the field very good here and get out, and that is exactly what we did. Look at this. Kevin Magnussen binned his car off, so he's out of the race, but Lando Norris, Charles Leclerc, they all went out too late, and we've come 5th and 6th because of that early getting out the garage and setting a time. So we're through to Q3. I don't think this season we've had both cars through into Q3. Charles Leclerc gets caught out, Ricciardo, Norris both caught out by that rain. Poor lap times. We set 110s on our soft tyre. Carlos Sainz tops Q2, but let's get into Q3 and see what we can do. Now, unfortunately, there's no trick in the system here. It's dry all the way through. We set initial times and came P8 and P9. Vettel out-qualifying Ocon as it stands. They're just about to finish off their last laps. Green sector 1 for Ocon, where it's a yellow for Vettel. Will Ocon be able to pass his teammate and out-qualify him? Green sector 2 for Sebastian. He's coming round this long sweeping left-hander. So much pace gained here. DRS opens up as he crosses the line. Ocon sets a green sector 2. Vettel doesn't improve. Does that mean Ocon gets a chance to out-qualify him? He needs to find some tenths. Crosses the line. Where does Ocon go? He improves, but Sebastian Vettel, by the skin of his teeth, out-qualifies Ocon. Zhou Guanyu goes past us last minute, which means we start the race P9 and P10, barring any penalties.
welcome to race day. And before we get down to it, last minute checks are being made.
So it is a full wet race. Now it looks like it's not heavy rain and that the intermediates can be used all the way through. We're just, you know, gambling on heavy rain with Sebastian there with his strategy, but it can be amended during the race.
A smattering of rain, and the driver's now in position and waiting for the lights. And there's Sebastian Vettel. Who will win? Only time will tell, here at the Sao Paulo Grand Prix. It's lights out, and away we go.
So the cars were held for just a little second there. 1 millimetre of rain on the track already as they start this race off. Ocon already keen to make some moves up. Sebastian Vettel's into 7th already. Great start from him in front of Zhou Guanyu. Ocon makes a place up on Charles Leclerc. They're swapping places already going around that first corner. Sebastian's close on the tail of Pierre Gasly. Leclerc takes that place back off Esteban Ocon. It's a great start from our two drivers. Vettel excels in the rain. Both with overtake mode on for their ERS, sorry. So Ocon is getting ever so close to that Ferrari. You shouldn't expect our little old Aston Martin to be challenging the Ferrari, but in the wet weather, these drivers are just different. Opening lap, Vettel staying very close to Pierre Gasly. Zhou Guanyu getting on his tail now. Look for an overtake, didn't get it. Good use of the ERS there from Sebastian. Coming round that sweeping left-hander. Long home straight. DRS will more than likely open up in a couple of laps' time once the race directors see it fit to do so. What a sight that is. All their motor cars screaming round. That left-hander on board here with Sebastian. Yellow flag on sector 3, and look at both Mercedes. Both Mercedes in the opening couple of laps had a moment down to 19th and 20th. Ocon losing a couple of places, unfortunately. On lap 9 now, Sebastian just gets overtaken as well. Now Fernando Alonso overtakes Sebastian. That's could be quite pivotal in our move to sign Fernando at the end of the season. Sebastian chasing down Fernando Alonso, but it's just not getting close enough. If anything, this car now is just starting to go a little bit backwards. Esteban Ocon finds himself in P13. It's not great, and we're going to switch up Sebastian's strategy. The heavy rain didn't come, so we're going to put him on intermediate tyres. And what we'll actually try here, if it's possible, can we one-stop Sebastian Vettel and gain some time on the field? So this is going to be the gamble that we're going to take with Sebastian now. Lewis Hamilton makes his way round the outside of Esteban Ocon, gets an overtake done on him. So Ocon finds himself in P14 now, and he's pushing on them tyres as well. So that's not good news if he's pushing on the tyres and he's not gaining time. As Sebastian completes his pit stop, and what we think will be the one and only pit stop in this race for him. We're trying a different strategy, split strategy to Esteban, who's going to pit twice. He already made his first pit stop and pushing on them tyres again. He is up into P12. So Esteban goes into the pit stop on lap 57 to do his second stop of the race. Where does he come out on the track? Just in front of the Haas. So he's just in front of the Haas in P13. Sebastian's in P10. Now there is a bit of a gap, but we have got, what, 14 laps to go. There's lap 62. Ocon is making moves.
Let's have a look here. This was the Aston Martin.
Goes up the inside of Danny Ricciardo. What a move that is. Well done. Interesting though, who got the DRS?
Moving up a position.
You hope that he doesn't get retaken there, but looks like he's put some buffer onto Danny Ricciardo on lap 69. We're out of the points. And now our two teammates are squabbling over positions. This is not what we need. We need a point. We don't need these two to be fighting on lap 70. Ocon gets past and he's got the fresher tyres. with 2 laps to go. This is potentially a points finish. Ocon's 1 second away from Lance Stroll, who's squabbling with Yuki Tsunoda. Last lap for Carlos Sainz. He's gone over the line, so last lap here, just as we go over. Plenty of life left in the tyres just yet. Ocon, look how close he is to making a move on Yuki Tsunoda. He goes up the inside. What a move that is. Can Sebastian drag himself along here? Ocon's still got to overtake Lance Stroll, who's only half a second away. Sebastian, can he get round Yuki Tsunoda? We're using everything available to us. Who's gone wide? Lance Stroll goes wide. Lance Stroll has gone wide, which means if Sebastian can overtake Yuki Tsunoda, we can have a double points finish here, and it looks like it could be possible. Oh, he's gone up the inside of him.
Looks like Aston Martin have just
Sebastian's in. This is a double points finish. Ocon in 9th. Sebastian has got to hold off Yuki Tsunoda here.
Good job.
We tell Ocon to deploy the rest of that battery. Same with Sebastian. Use up the fuel that you've got. Use all the tyres. This is going to be tight, this, because Yuki Tsunoda is going to have the DRS going round this last corner on lap 71. Carlos Sainz crosses the line. He comes P1, takes a checkered flag. Charles Leclerc in P2, but our eyes are firmly on Sebastian Vettel. Will he hold off Yuki Tsunoda, who goes up the inside? The line needs to come, and it does. Sebastian Vettel finishes P10, Esteban Ocon in P9. It's a double points finish for the team. P9 and P10, they pick up points. Sebastian does lose 2 places, but hey, we're not going to complain at that. It's points for the team. So Esteban is in P10, gains 2 points on 56. Sebastian, 37, gains 1 point in P11. In the Constructors, though, we still sit 7th. We actually lose a point to Alpine, so no gains there, and we still sit 16 points behind. It's unfortunate there, but make sure you check in for the last race of the season. We're going to Abu Dhabi. Hopefully no controversy this year. Cheers for watching.